In this part of the lesson, we're going to still continue factoring by grouping. But in this case, our A value, when we have our trinomial, will not be 1. So let's recall, again, let's double distribute. So we're going to distribute 2x, and we're going to get 2x squared plus 6x, and now we're going to distribute the -1 to give us negative x minus 3. We have our 4 terms, which will be needed when we're factoring. We're going to combine the 2 middle terms, and there is no GCF, and we'll be factoring when our A value is not a 1. But the process will be the same. In this example, when we distribute 3x, we get 3x squared minus 15x. We're going to distribute the 2. We have our 4 terms. We're going to combine. And in our last example, we have 6x squared minus 2x plus 9x minus 3. We have our 4 terms. And now when we combine to have a trinomial, we have our 3 terms. So again, we're going to be working backward, splitting the middle term to create 4 terms in order to find the 2 binomial factors. So again, the process is the same. Here we have 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. There is no greatest common factor. So this time our A value is 2, not 1. Our B value is 5, and our C value is 3. Our graphic organizer says multiply A times C, so we get 6, and our B value is 5. So everything is positive. We don't have to worry about any negatives. So we're looking at the factors of 6, so 1 and 6, and 2 and 3. So we're going to use 2 and 3 because they add to give 5 and multiply to give 6. So we're going to rewrite our trinomial into 4 terms, splitting 5x into 2x and 3x. Now we're going to group the first 2 terms and then the last 2 terms. We're going to factor out the GCF. We're going to combine to create our first factor is 2x plus 3. And our second factor is x plus 1. The 2 factors of our trinomial are 2x plus 3 and x plus 1. 4x squared minus 10x minus 24. Again, pause in the video when you need to get set up with your problem and your graphic organizer. In this case, we do have a GCF of 2. Our A value is 2, our B value is -5, and our C value is -12. So we need to multiply 2 times -12, gives us -24, and our B value is -5. The factors of 24, 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, and 4 and 6. So I can see a combination of 3 and 8. And we need to have 8 needs to be negative because we have a negative sum and a negative product. So I'm going to rewrite the middle term with 3 and -8. So our greatest common factor is 2. We have x squared, that's 2x squared, plus 3x minus 8x minus 12. So remember, we're right here. I took this trinomial and I rewrote it. Instead of -5x, we have 3x minus 8x. Bring down the GCF. Factor out the greatest common factor. We're going to factor out an x. That gives us 2x plus 3. We're going to factor out -4. And this gives us 2x plus 3. Remember, these two binomials will be the same. If they're not, then we've made an error somewhere. We're going to bring down the GCF. One binomial factor is x minus 4, and then the other one is 2x plus 3. Our three factors are 2, x minus 4, and 2x plus 3. 9x squared minus 12x plus 12. Pause the video. There is a GCF. I can factor out a 3. We have 3x squared minus 7x plus 4. Our a value is 3. Our b value is negative 7. And our c value is 4. Our graphic organizer, we're going to have 3 times 4 and negative 7. I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to give me positive 12 and at the same time negative 7. They're both going to need to be negative, so negative 3 and negative 4. They both give us a positive product and a negative sum. We have our GCF 3. We're going to rewrite our trinomial 3x squared minus 3x minus 4x plus 4. So I was working from here. We're going to group the first two terms and the last two terms. Bring down your GCF. Factor out the GCF from this binomial, 3x. And from this binomial, we have minus, and it's going to be 4. Write your three factors. My GCF is one factor. We have 3x minus 4 is our next factor, and then x minus 1 is the third factor. So this is our factoring of our original trinomial. 6x squared plus 10x minus 4. Again, pause the video. We have a GCF of 2. That gives us 3x squared plus 5x minus 2. Our a value is 3. Our b value is 5. Our c value is negative 2. We're going to multiply 3 times negative 2, and our b value is 5. The factors of 6 are 1 and 6, and 2 and 3. So one factor needs to be negative to give us a negative 6. So if we use 6 and negative 1, 6 times negative 1 gives me negative 6, and it adds to give me 5. So let's rewrite. So we have 2 as our GCF, 3x squared. We're going to rewrite 5x into 6x minus x minus 2. We're going to group the first two terms and the last two terms. We're going to factor out the GCF of each binomial. And then this one is going to be 1, negative 1. So when it looks as though there's no greatest common factor, usually 1 doesn't help when we are decomposing expressions, but in this case, we need that. So if it looks as though 1, negative 1, can divide into both of these. So negative 1 is our GCF. You have to have a GCF for each of these parts of our expression. So now we bring down the greatest common factor. We have 3x minus 1 and x plus 2. So you see why you can't just leave nothing out here, because we need that term to create this binomial. 3x squared minus 7x minus 6. There's no GCF. Our a value is 3. Our b value is negative 7. And our c value is negative 6. In our graphic organizer, we have negative 18. Our b value is negative 7. Let's take a look at 18. We have 1 and 18. 2 and 9, and 3 and 6. What combination could give us a -7? And we know we will be using a negative. So I believe 2 and 9 is the two numbers we need, and the 9 needs to be negative. This multiplies to give us -18 and adds to give us -7. So we're going to rewrite -7 with these two coefficients. So we have 3x squared plus 2x minus 9x minus 6. We're going to group the first two and the last two. We're going to factor out the GCF. We're going to write our first binomial factor, x minus 3, and then 3x plus 2. And it is okay if you have 3x plus 2 first, and then x minus 3. It's also okay if you rewrote this part where you put minus 9x here and 2x here. In the end, you will still get these two factors